Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Mitra, product marketer here at SuperOps. I look after everything PSA. With me is Manish, who heads up product marketing for RMM. Hi Manish. Together we'll walk you through all the latest updates and what's coming next in SuperOps. Let's get started. So before we dive into the new releases, here's a quick look at what we'll be talking about today. We'll kick things off with a quick refresher on SuperOps, what we do and what we believe in. Then we'll walk through the what's new on the PSA front, and followed by updates on RMM. There's also a sneak peek at our roadmap. We're really excited about some of the upcoming features. And finally, we'll wrap it up with an open AMA session with our product managers, Akhilesh and Anirudh. Hi, guys. The chat is open for you folks, so please feel free to bring up anything that you want to ask. We also have our head of success, Hari. He'll be answering questions throughout this webinar. Hi, guys. All right. For those of you who are newer to the SuperOps family, or maybe just need a little refresher, here's the quick version. SuperOps is a unified PSA and RMM platform that's designed to make life easier for modern MSPs and IT teams. So we don't just offer better interfaces, but better workflows, better collaboration, and better outcomes. Now, if you've been in this MSP space for a while, you already know this. The tools out there, they're kind of stuck in the past, disconnected platforms, clunky interfaces, and everything feels like it was designed a decade ago and hasn't really moved forward. You've got teams spending more time managing the tool rather than solving actual client issues. And that's a real problem. So it's exactly why we build SuperOps. Whether it's tickets, assets, automation, or client management, everything works together in our unified experience. And most importantly, we've built SuperOps to evolve with your needs, with AI-powered features that help your team work smarter and not harder. So cool. Let's talk about what's new on the PSA side. There's been a lot happening over here in the last few months, and we're really excited to show it off today. We so here are the features. We've revamped contracts and runbooks modules from the ground up, and also introduced an all-new knowledge-based module. Just give me a minute. Let me open the product so that I can give you a quick walkthrough. Okay. All right. Let's talk about one of the biggest upgrades of this quarter, contracts. There's been a lot of excitement around this feature, and like you all know, we didn't just refresh the UI, we've reimagined how contracts should work for a modern MSP. With the new contracts, the focus is on three things: uh, flexibility, clarity, and profitability. So, to be honest, most of you all track profitability in a spreadsheet or with a gut feel, or maybe use tools that don't even actually give you the results. But you don't always know if you're making money on a client or just bleeding hours. So we sat down and asked ourselves, what if contracts could actually reflect how MSPs deliver services in the real world, and how to ensure, where you're making money or just losing it. And that's why we rebuilt this module. This is the most accurate profitability calculator you'll see out there. So to start off, I'll show the service catalog. So previously, we used to offer services and products as individual items, but now we are offering services, products, and packages. Services are your hourly items and quantity-based items like labor and email hosting. Products are your inventory items and non-inventory items like laptops or software bundles. And package is where you bundle these items. Let's say your block hour, block money, or just custom plans or tiers. For example, gold plan will include Gold plan will include remote support, Microsoft 365, or cybersecurity, and you can bundle these up and offer it at a single price. So packages is ideally the plan or service bundle you give your clients and charge at your contract level. So next up, I want to show you how we've changed contracts in itself. Just let me open a client screen. Okay. So previously, we used to give subscription items under each contract, but now we are offering four different contract types: recurring, usage based, one time, and time and material. Recurring contracts is anything that you provide as a part of your service delivery, while usage based contracts are additional line items that you bill based on usage, and it doesn't fall under your recurring services. One time contracts is mostly for projects where you say that this is for a single project that you're going to do. for example, onboarding and such. And time and material is mostly for break fix projects for or one-off services and overrides that are not any part of any other projects. Okay. Next is one of my favorite parts, the service delivery map. So this is brand new and something that you've never seen in any other PSA tool before. Think of this as your blueprint that shows how each service in a contract is actually delivered. You define what you're delivering in this contract. For example, you can map cybersecurity and threat management under all Windows workstations, or you can map Microsoft 365 under all requesters, and so on. So why is this super important? Is because this is what we use to calculate profitability. SuperOps calculates profitability accurately using your service delivery map. So this is where you exactly know where your margins are and where you're losing your money. And because this is SuperOps, of course, all of this is automated. You can map your clients' contracts to tickets using groups. Let me just open up a contract and show you. So all you have to do is apply conditions that you want to use and set up your contract, and the contract automatically gets mapped to a client. Um, Ticket, sorry. Uh, for example, any labor tagged to the ticket, the cost of it will automatically fall into this contract. And this is also super unique to SuperOps, so you don't have to do anything manual. All of this is automated. You can also apply different SLAs, pricing overrides, or labor rules. Technicians no longer have to guess and pick the right contract for a ticket. It's just automatically applied based on the rules that you define. Okay. Next up, we have the technician burden rate. So the technician burden rate is something that includes the salary, taxes, insurance, and other benefits of the technician, which is also used to calculate profitability. This means profitability isn't just based on what you sell, but also on what it costs to deliver the services that you're delivering. With Smart Tracker, your technician's work log also gets automatically logged into the ticket in the background, and all this data feeds directly into our profitability reports. Let me just open up the reports page. Yeah, so we're offering client profitability reports and labor revenue reports. Here you will be able to see the ARR and MRR, and you can see the graph where it shows what's the money that you are making, and you'll be able to see which client is profitable and which is not. So the green ones are the most profitable clients, and you can see the red ones here are contracts or clients that are not making enough profit to you. So with this, uh, you know where to double down on and what clients or contracts that you need to focus with. So next up, we also have labor revenue reports. Here you can assess the technician's utilization and efficiency and see which technician is bringing more profit to the table and which services are bringing more revenue to the table as well. You can literally open these reports and see, am I making money on this contract or am I losing hours that I can't bill for? And that's huge when you're making growth decisions. So sum it up all, this is more than just a contracts revamp. It's a smarter way to deliver services, track margin, and make better business decisions without drowning in spreadsheets. So the next feature that we have is unified runbooks. Let me just open up the runbooks module. So if you've been using SOPs or process documentation in the past, you'll know the drill. They sit somewhere, maybe in a doc that you have to search for, they're definitely not actionable. And that's the problem we set out to fix. Most MSPs document their processes, but that's where it stops. Technicians still have to figure out steps on their own, dig through docs, ask around, and bounce between tools. The tools available, checklist, process templates, are often too passive. They tell you what to do, but they don't help you do it. So we rethought runbooks from scratch. So we have created a workflow builder that you can use to create your runbooks. So here, as an admin or admin, you'll be able to create a set of actions that are spread across the platform. So you can automatically assign trigger scripts, assign tasks, or pull in IT documentation to see what has to be completed for a particular set of use cases. And you can also create auto action blocks, so that you don't have your all you have to do is just click a button and all of this tasks will be performed by SuperOps. All you have to do is click a button. So next, if you want to automate tasks, all you have to do is just click on the auto action button and then create the list of items that you want to create, and then finish it off. Just hit save and you're good to go. As a technician, when you go, all of this is available into the tickets view. Let me open a tickets tab for you. So on the right side of the product, you'll be able to see the list of checklists that is specific to user onboarding. So as a technician, all you have to do is come, finish off the task, hit execute task, finish all the things that you need to do, and then click the task. That's it. The task is done, and you can simply move on to the other tasks. So for text, this is a game changer. They don't need to remember what to do. The Runbooks guides them. Everything is clickable and it's all in one place. If you haven't tried Runbooks yet, this is the time. And it's not just about documenting how to work, it's about helping your team do their best work faster. So next up, we have a knowledge base. So all of this is available in the ticket screen. When you're working on a ticket, all you need to do is click on Monica, and she'll be able to generate a KB article for you based on the ticket conversations. It all it takes is like a few seconds for Monica to come up with the article. So here it is, with the previous context of the ticket. Monica will be able to show you the ticket KB article. You can include all these data points into the ticket as well. I'll Yeah, let me show you how you can create a KB article as well. So here, here's the article that Monica has created for you. So once you're done, you can edit whatever sentences that you feel are unnecessary or you need to add more to it. You can just edit it and then hit publish. So here you will be asked who can access the article. So it's either all requesters, or you can choose clients and requesters by role, or you can choose to not to share this article with anybody. So similarly, you can choose which technicians can access the article as well. So once you're done with that, hit publish, and yeah, here we go. The article KB article is now ready. So I'll show you how it's in the KB module as well. So once you get into the KB module, just click on the new article, and here you'll see a rich editor, so you can create beautiful step-by-step guides. We also support images, videos, tables, and even embed. We let you embed PDFs. Articles are already embedded into in a collection. You can create more collections or sub collections under each collection, like you're seeing right now. We offer granular access controls also, like I've shown. You can decide who sees what by role, group, or client. And this is where it gets really smart. With Monica, you can also do recommended solutions and similar tickets. So Monica will recommend solutions based on past. Just a minute. Let Monica can recommend solutions based on the ticket context, and you can just send a reply using the solution that Monica has offered, or you can also uh, uh, figure out similar tickets with Monica. Monica will show you previous tickets that are very similar. So if you look at a ticket and you think maybe I've solved this before, or I've seen this before, and you don't have to start from scratch, you can just hit up the similar tickets and you'll see how the solutioning has been done for that particular ticket, and you can just replicate it so that you don't have to work from beginning. So and of course all of this is built into your ticketing flow. So from any ticket you can open a KB, you can loop in Monica's similar tickets, and you can also insert the KB article. Just a minute. So when you go to reply and then you just hit this knowledge base, you'll be here. You'll be able to choose from the articles that are available and just hit insert. So article is already embedded into the reply ticket. So If you're serious about cutting down ticket volume, onboarding takes faster, and delivering more consistent support, this is where it starts. So this is all that we've been working on the PSC side of things. And over to you, Manish, for the RMM updates.
Hello, folks. Thank you so much, Mitra, for the introduction. And yes, and I think she's done a great job in terms of basically summarizing everything that we've had over the PSA side of things. And I think over the overall theme there has been basically profitability through and through, basically saving you folks time and effort from all sorts of angles, right? So similarly on the RMM side of things, we've basically doubled down our focus into uh, basically making sure the foundations to the core of your operations are more solid than ever. And of course, as always, AI is always involved, right? So let me just share my screen and let's just get started. All right, everyone. I hope everybody can see my screen. So I'm just going to get started with the first feature on our list, which is going to be our powerful AI script generation. This has been a game changer for us, especially because with this feature, we've basically been able to enable all of our MSPs and all of our technicians to be able to build all of the custom solutions that they've been wanting to create, all within seconds without the help of any sort of external folks having to write scripts from scratch. With this feature, all of the technicians have just basically been able to do that on their own. Just simply test it on the go and start using it in real time, right? So I'm just going to show you how that works because the process is just insanely simple. So let's just go ahead and start with uh, just a random script name and a random script description. And you can basically choose between whichever languages that you want to create the script, right? It could be PowerShell, it could be Bash. Based on your language, you can just start by just typing in hash hash and typing in the prompt, right? So for example, we could, in this situation, we could just say check, give me a script to see which assets are compatible in Windows 11, right? Mm, Windows 11. So for me, as soon as I'm done with this prompt, all I have to do is hit this icon and Monica will instantly start generating the script for me. So in the meantime, there are also other really good things that Monica can do for me, which is automatically suggest the appropriate runtime variables or placeholder variables that I can just approve and start using it right away. On the other side, even before I'm done with my first point, you can see that the script is ready. So all I have to do here is essentially just start testing it so that I know that it's not having any sorts of issues. So I can either check this script as a whole, or if you think that there's just one section of the script that I need to just double check or verify, I can just highlight that single section and I can just hit run test where I'll be able to see all of the test machines that are at my disposal. I can choose any of these devices to run the script and just check for any sort of issues or bugs that might come my way, right? So just to top it all off, I can also have a README generated completely by Monica to just crisply summarize exactly what this script does and what I should expect whenever I run the script, right? So again, this is just going to take me another couple of seconds and the description is already ready. And if this description works for me, I'm just going to hit insert and it's already inside. So that's just how quick it is for me to go from wanting to solve for an issue to just prompting and getting a script, testing it, getting all of this info filled out, and basically just getting ready to execute the script from the next hour, right? So it's just that simple with our AI script generation feature. So from this, I just want to move on to another major chunk of our RMF module that we've been working on, which is the overall software management game, where we've basically just been strengthening that pillar of our RMM for the longest time, where we started off with our chocolatey repository to support all sorts of Windows devices' software management needs. And from there, we also extended that support to Winget. And now we're also very excited to announce that we've basically doubled down on that segment, and we now have software management for Mac and Linux devices also, which is powered through Homebrew. And now you have the flexibility and the power for a multi-repository approach to your software management needs, where regardless of whatever software your clients might have a requirement for, you're going to have multiple solutions at your disposal to help them on their way, right? And even in the edge cases where they really don't have you're not able to find all of these solutions, software solutions for your clients, what you're going to still be able to do for them is basically create your own custom software repository and help them deploy the software that they need, regardless of wherever it is from, right? So what we've basically ensured right now, and what we've also seen that the other RMMs not do, is the fact that all of their software needs can now be solved through SuperOps and SuperOps alone. You don't have to go out anywhere else. You don't have to buy another tool just for this purpose. SuperOps now solves for it from end to end. So that's something that we've been very excited to launch over the last few months. And on top of that, now another huge feature that we've basically just which is just out in beta is our brand new topology mapping feature, because this has been a big step for us in going towards the direction of complete with giving you complete visibility over your client's architecture, network architecture. We've been able to establish that on the asset and endpoint and the server side of things. But for us, our topology map has been very pivotal in basically establishing that same level of visibility for our network devices as well, right? So now when you go into any sort of client, you'll be able to see the icon I just clicked now, which is basically being able to enter into the topology map. And here you'll be able to see all of the devices that are basically connected to the internet, where you will basically be able to analyze all of the data that's flowing between all of these devices. And you'll also be able to visualize very clearly exactly how these devices are connected to each other. And especially if something's down, if you see there's a connection that's essentially read between multiple layers, and you can basically see operational status as well, right? So you'll know exactly just from a bird's eye view of the overall topology map on where you need to intervene and how, right? So because even with this topology map, you will still be able to get any sort of actionable insights that you might need just by clicking on it, where you'll have a small tab that opens up to the right, where you'll get a quick summary of all of the high level metrics that this device is running on, basically RTD ping, status changes over the last 24 hours, how long it's been up for, and its ping range, right? So even if you want to wake it up, you can just use the ICMP ping to check for availability. And of course, if you always, as always, if you just want to dive down and dig deeper, you can always click into the asset and it'll just open up completely for you, right? So you have all of these conveniences for you to be able to just start from just start your day with a bird's eye view of all of the devices under your jurisdiction. And of course, you can just again slowly go down node by node and see if everything's working, right? If something's not, you can always just click in and start troubleshooting on your own, right? So that with that, we have our first version of topology that's just almost ready to go. It's available for all of the folks on beta right now. And of course, over the next couple of weeks, we are doubling down on this with a lot more functionality down the line. We're excited to be talking about that as well. I think Ani will be covering that in a very short period of time. So in the meantime, we do have a lot of these features available on beta for customers who are already signed up on network monitoring. So if you already haven't, please reach out to Hari and his team of customer success managers. They would be more than happy to just have that conversation with you and see if this is something that can add value to you as well, right? So on top of that, I just want to move into some of the other features that we've also talked about, but we've also released, but we haven't really talked about it much. Because some of these things are just so foundational, but they don't really have anything upfront, but it's just a lot of work under the hood just to make your core work better, right? So one of those things is basically a series of agent enhancements for us to be able to make sure that our agent is just as more reliable and sharper than ever, right? So one of those things is basically us being able to tweak our agent into giving you the most accurate online and offline status as possible. Because before this, if a device either went offline, it would take a few minutes for us to be able to fetch that status and give it to you. But now we've basically fine-tuned our agent and made it sharper so that within 60 seconds of a device going either offline or online, you're the first to know, right? So this is just going to give you a much shorter window into understanding if something goes wrong with an asset, if it's a critical server that needs to stay up at all times, and if it goes offline, you're just going to be notified so much faster so that you can jump in and start fixing issues, right? So that is number one. And we've also tweaked it a lot to basically improve our performance on the patch deployment side of things as well, where now our patch deployment rates is one of the highest in the industry. It is going to ensure that all of the devices under your care are going to be are constantly patched. It's always going to be a success, and you're going to have safe and protected assets every single time. So That along with, we've also added some very valuable features in terms of being able to give you some more insights into how these features work and how you can gauge a device's health better, right? So in that case, we've also added something called the time series graph, which we've already had for network devices. Now we've also brought it to servers and workstations as well. So this is right now you have it for your CPU utilization rate, where you're going to, before which it just give you a series of static insights. Now we've basically made it dynamic and a little more historic, where you're going to be able to see this information over a longer period of time, just for you to be able to see if there are any sort of spikes that you should be aware of, something that is going to give you a more meaningful level of insights, where you can take more informed decisions on whether maybe this device needs any sort of a maintenance, or if that device is old and CPU utilization is high constantly, maybe it might be time for a replacement as well, right? So basically, it is going to help you enable you with making all of these decisions in a more reliable and a solid manner. So on top of this, I just wanted to wrap it up with one more feature that we've basically made a huge upgrade with, and that is going to be our advanced policy management, right? That is not something we've talked about, but we're also excited to see that we've added the final segment to our advanced policy management, which is going to be the policy rule builder. So I'm just going to talk about the category rule builder here for a second, because this finally completes the puzzle of the policy management that we've been working on for the last few months, where before this, we had the process of adding devices to our device categories was a bit manual, but now all you have to do is basically create a category rule, and you just have to fill it in with all the conditions that you need to create this device category. Say, for example, in this case, I want to create a device category with all of the Dell machines that I'm managing. All I have to do is just enter the fill conditions and choose which device category all of these devices need to fall under. So, all right, so now all I have to do is hit save. And basically, if I already have this, I'm probably not going to be able to create it again. But there you can see that with this sort of device category, you'll also be able to click and see which assets already fall under the conditions that I've created. And with here, what you're basically enabled to do is make the process of setting up all of these individual policies to manage these devices at scale just a whole lot simpler, because with the amount of granularity and flexibility that advanced policy management had before this, what this adds is a layer of effortlessness in terms of being able to create these policies and just start running with it, right? Because before this, it was a bit of a process in terms of having it, and just having this getting off the ground takes a few days to maybe a week. But now the process is just as simple as just figuring out which devices need to fall under which device category, and what these respective device categories needed to execute in terms of policy sets. So that's essentially the best part of having advanced policy management, and it's at a really good place right now, with more and more enhancements to fine tune this process more and more down the line coming up. So again, if you folks are interested and you folks want to know more, you can still reach out to our team, and we'd be more than happy to help you set it up, right? So with that, we're almost done with the RMM side of things, but we have one more thing that is now ready in early access that we also just quickly want to talk about, which is another brand new AI feature that we're ready with. So this feature is going to be our new patch AI powered patch summary and sentiment analysis. Because we're excited about this one, especially because it's going to take a lot of time. It's reduce a lot of time in terms of the research and the groundwork that you will have to do before you have to decide whether a patch needs to be deployed or whether you need to hold off on it, right? So now you're going to see whether for whatever patches that need approval, you're going to see a quick description powered by Monica in terms of what this patch does as a quick patch summary, along with the source and on where it's taken from, and the online sentiments based on all sorts of community discussions that's been going on the same thread, based on what other MSPs and what other IT admins are saying, right? So based on this community sentiment, you also get a community score, which is basically going to tell you exactly whether this is going to be a neutral suggestion, or whether it's a predominantly negative suggestion, where you're probably better off holding off on this overall deployment, right? So this is the sort of insights that is basically now available with patch management. And this is we really want you to test it out and let us know what you think. So this is just available in early access, and if you folks are interested in trying it out and letting us know what you think, we're more than happy to add you to the early access program. We're just going to start a poll right now. If you folks are interested, just respond with yes, and we'll add you to the program. And again, folks, as the early, please respond to the early access program. I think a lot of you folks are replying on the chat, but just give us a minute. It'd be easier for us to track it through the Q&A session. Sorry, the poll section that we're opening up right now, because the mail list is easier for us to retrieve. So if you really want to get in, please respond through the poll section. Thank you. And I think with this, that concludes my section of all of the RMM updates that we've been releasing over the last 3 months. But also, there have also been a series of minor enhancements that we've been doing all across the RMM platform, along with a whole lot of stability upgrades and enhancements under the hood, right? So if you folks really want to dig deep and understand all of the smaller things that we've been doing over the last 3 months, we have a monthly release note section going out into the community, which would give you a better idea of all of the things that we're up to. So please do check it out. And over to you, Mitra.
So, hi again. Next up, we have our sneak peek on the roadmap. Hi, Aki and Ani. Over to you guys.
Thanks for bringing up the slide, guys. So perfect, and thank you so much for staying together. And I think we packed a lot of we packed a lot of things today, and I can see that one of the question also says that it's too fast for me. So we'll definitely ensure to send you recordings, and we also have individual materials for all these features as well. It could be a lot to take in, so please do take all of our help materials that we have for all these individual features to explore one by one. But the reason why I also started with how we are actually building SuperOps is when we are talking about the product roadmap. I just wanted to take a quick segue into what we have done till now from a PSA side of things and where we are headed, as you see on the roadmap. So as you saw that we had completely revamped our contract management, and it is not a revamp where we are just replicating what the straightforward billing should happen in, let's say, when you're managing contracts, but truly keeping MSP owner and the outcomes an MSP wants to take decisions for growth with the most accurate profitability tracking ever based on how you deliver services. That is available only with SuperOps. So that's how we wanted to ensure that we solve for contract management so that you can take decisions for growth. And what you saw with unified runbooks, recommended solutions, and all the AI features that we have launched, all of that is ensuring that you grow with a very healthy bottom line. Growth comes, of course, when your top line grows with your revenue and all of that, which is great. But when you want to grow a very healthy business, we want to ensure the tool not only helps you take decisions for growth from a revenue standpoint, but when you do grow, you grow with a very healthy bottom line. That's why we wanted to launch all of this to improve efficiency. If you can get things done with 5 technicians, with SuperOps, maybe you need 3 so that you can use the other 2 technicians for finding more clients relating to your growth. So having said that, we went on an audacious aim of SuperOps being the only tool that is having a lot of uniqueness packed in terms of contracts, runbooks, recommended solutions, and AI, which will help you with growth and with a very healthy bottom line. But the job is not done yet. We are very ambitious. And one of the things that we did is our contracts engine will also ensure that we raise invoices without leaving money on the table so that you also get paid. So making money and delivering service and efficiently delivering that, having a great customer satisfaction for that is one part of the story. But processing these invoices and getting paid is another part of the story. And that's exactly what SuperOps is currently focusing on. And as you can see, pretty much what we are doing from a PSA aspect is doubling down on our invoicing capabilities. Now that we have doubled down on our contracts and how it works, now we are strengthening our invoicing capabilities with yesterday we launched custom feeds for invoicing. where you could add, let's say, want to track sales commissions, or let's say VAT number, PO numbers, etc. For all your invoicing life cycle, you would now be able to do that. We launched that yesterday. And next up, towards the end of this month, we'll be launching partial payments and credits, etc. So where you can manage your payment cycle very efficiently as well. And as you go later, where we are headed towards is how a client receives invoices depends on the client. Few clients are completely okay getting one single invoice for all of their, let's say, built line items, like let's say, let it be contracts, let it be the overage charges, etc. But few prefer it saying that contract charges come separately, overages come separately, contracts should come with a certain PO number, because they have different financial processes. You want to send invoices in different formats for different clients. But that can start getting overwhelming after a point. How can you completely automate this so that you don't need to worry about sending invoices in different schedules to your clients? That exactly is what we are headed towards, solving for multiple invoice schedules. And also, we will be improving our invoice templates as well along with that, so that all the invoicing is completely customized based on your client's requirement, from look, feel, how it is presented, and what is there in that invoice. All of that is what we are ensuring, that you're able to build your client trust as well with accurate invoicing and a lot of features on invoicing. So with this, what we are doing is ensuring that we have a very robust contracts and profitability engine, making sure that you take decisions for growth very confidently. And also, with all the PSA enhancements from a service desk standpoint that you saw, the features that we launched, like Runbooks AI, which is improving your efficiency. And we are also doubling down on the efficiency ladder on making sure that the ticketing becomes more AI powered, so that you have more time in growing your business. So, end of the day, we want SuperOps to be the only PSA tool which has a lot of uniqueness packed in for a growing MSP, for you to take decisions for growth and also grow profitably. And that's what our roadmap kind of shows. And while you do that, how do you get paid is what we are investing ourselves in for the next, let's say, few months, that you can see on the roadmap. So that's like a quick overview of where PSA is headed, and I would love to take more questions from Q&A, and I'll hand over this to Ani, where he can talk about how RM is shaping up and where we are headed.
Perfect, Taki. Thanks for that great insight into the PSA progress so far and the plans. On the RMM side, the focus for the last 3 to 6 months has purely been on some core functionalities, as well as making the overall depth in each of the modules a lot more, right? For example, we started the year off with taking the multi-repository approach for software management, and thank you, Manish, for walking us through how we actually establish that. Now you have multiple repositories for Windows, you have custom repositories for all of the OSs, homebrew for Mac, and so on. So that was one critical pillar in RMN that we wanted to deliver as a key outcome. We've also been focusing on a lot of the reliability and agility on the agent side as well. We've added close to 20 new fields across Windows, Mac, and Linux in terms of metrics that you can monitor. We have also spruced up our custom fields here. We have actually reduced the response time and the refresh metrics for a lot of the metrics here. And so all of that has been worked on. In parallel, we have also looked at a lot of integration, new logos, right? We're just launching Accent in early access. There's Huntress as a logo that's coming up as an integration in a couple of weeks' time. So, and we also have plans for to go deeper into the Microsoft 365 environment, the tighter ecosystem integrations that we want to get into. In parallel, we've also been working on our network monitoring product. For those of you guys who have not yet given it a try, do go and do that discovery scan. You could actually go to any of your subnets. On the left side, on the asset panel, you would see network monitoring as a tab. Just hit up that scan and you'd be surprised to find all the assets, including workstations, servers. And with that one scan, you can just discover all assets on a subnet. You can install agents on your workstations and servers using a probe, and at the same time, you can start monitoring your network devices as well. So that completes that entire journey, right from discovery to scan, discovering the assets post-scan, installing agents on them, starting to monitor them. And then you, of course, have all the troubleshooting uh, features at your disposal. SSH is something that we just launched, and we are on the verge of launching HTTPS as well if you wanted to proxy or tunnel into these network devices. And of course, topology map that you just saw, a lot more enhancements coming on top of the existing version to actually round off a pretty neat network monitoring module, guys. So that's been the core focus over the last 6 months. But then turning to the next half of the year, a lot more depth in terms of RMM, critically into the patching side of things. With AI adding a lot of muscle, we wanted to explore how AI can enable you guys to look at patching as a job in itself, as an activity, right from scanning, which is the best time to scan, to how are you guys currently manually approving these patches. We've heard from a lot of our customers that you do manual research on your community forums or Reddits or Microsoft forums. So how can we actually add value there by saving time? So that's where we've launched the summary and sentiment in early access. You guys have responded to the poll as well. Those of you who have responded yes, we will be enabling it over the next couple of days. And those of you who missed the chance, reach out to your customer success manager so that we could get that enabled for you guys. And that's just the start of that AI journey in the RMM space, in the patching space, especially. You want to go all the way through up until looking at the entire patching job as such from an agent perspective. That is one piece that we're looking into. The other piece that we're really excited about for this year on the RMN side is NDM. I know one of the questions did come up earlier in the Q&A, and Hari, the head of CSM here, gave us a quick answer. But then yes, NDM is officially on the roadmap, guys. We're currently in R&D for that. We're looking at both iOS and Android. And of course, we're currently having conversations with our customers, with our users, understanding what your needs are, what is the current tool you're using, what are you looking to solve using NDM, how is your set demography, is it just Androids, or are you looking at Mac OS as well through NDM, do you have iPad OSs, all of that that comes with NDM, how are you currently doing onboarding and provisioning and all of that. So if any of you guys want to have a chat with the product team, which is me and my designer, and of course our engineering team from a sharing your expectations perspective, please do hit us up on support chat, or please do let your CSM, customer success manager, know that you would want to have a conversation on NDM. A lot of you guys had responded to the survey a couple of weeks back. Thank you for that. But also reaching out to you folks to see how many of you would be interested in that follow-up conversation, so we could get a lot more deeper into those expectations, guys. So AI-powered patching, MDM, a lot more integrations that are coming up. There are a few other stuff on the activity log, the activity feed side. I know currently that the audit logs that we show is broken up in many places. We're looking at a central repository for audit logs and all audit feeds, right from your assets to your technicians log in, log off, to changes in policies, to contracts, and so on and so forth. So audit log is one other thing that we are looking into. And at the same time, we also have our eyes on the virtual machines monitoring part as well. So those would comprise a good majority of what the next 6 months roadmap is going to look like from the RMM perspective, guys. So that's how that's a wrap on the overall roadmap for the next 6 months. Aki, probably we could jump to the questions that are open for us to answer right now.
Amazing. Thanks, Ani and Aki, for that. I just wanted to just set the base for this. Folks, for the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll have questions open with our product managers, where you can basically ask them all of the doubts that you have, all of the features that you'd like to see within the platform, and essentially all of those, essentially on how basically you can use a feature better. The floor is open for you to ask them exactly how you can basically get the best out of the platform right now and 6 months or a year down the line, right? So the floor is yours, folks.
Awesome. Thanks, Manish. And maybe I'll start with a couple of questions, and Ani can also start pitching in. But before we start answering questions, I thought I'll also address one of the questions that came up was the acknowledgement that we are delivering a lot of changes, new features, and value. But however, a lot of simple requests are still waiting on the feedback board. And how do we pick it up? How do we prioritize, etc.? While we are, of course, focusing on a lot of big features on this webinars and most of our marketing messages, one of the consistent things that we do is constantly ship enhancements that make life better for MSP technicians, managers, owners, whoever that may be. And the way we prioritize this, of course, is based on the reach and the impact and the kind of effort that's involved in doing that. So there is a lot that goes into prioritization. But however, are we just, let's say, building on only, let's say, new big things like what we are showing? That's definitely something that we will constantly invest in because SuperOps is innovation first, and we want to always stay ahead of the market in terms of how we innovate in our product and how we stand out and why we do that. So while that is already happening, we will never, let's say, stop our stream of enhancements that keep making the platform better on a daily basis. So one of the things that you would be able to watch that us shipping announcements is through our release notes, which is part of the updates tab that you see on the product, or through our, let's say, community, where you would be able to see every 2 weeks we'll be posting release notes and the enhancements that we are shipping, which includes a lot of, let's say, lesser effort, simple, straightforward requests, and we are prioritizing them and shipping them. But if you feel that few things have to be prioritized better, do voice it out in our community, add more votes, etc. And we'll definitely look into it to see how we can pick that up. So that's something that I wanted to quickly answer on how we go about it. And in terms of a couple of other asks on feature from a PSA standpoint, there were questions on when will we see vendor stock, inventory, purchase orders, etc. Definitely, that's something that we are headed towards. But before getting there, we wanted to ensure that we solve for one, let's say, the revenue part of the PSA and the service delivery part of the PSA. Now, with our robust ticketing and how we are going to invest in AI, we will ensure that you are able to deliver very efficient service and also optimize for customer satisfaction. At the same time, how we are able to take decisions for growth by tracking all this service using our contracts and profitability engine, invoicing, and getting paid. So that's exactly what we are focusing on at the moment. And next up, what we are focusing on this quarter is also getting ready for, let's say, some tight integrations with CRM, etc. So even the complete flow of opportunity management is taken care of as well. So once this is done, is when we are going to start investing in vendor contract, stock, inventory management, etc. And from a timeline perspective, let's say I would say sometime close to the end of this year or early next year is when we will start investing in those parts of the PSA. Hope that answers your question on when we are going to get into inventory management, vendor management, etc. And also with respect to, there are some questions on everyday ticket scheduling and splitting runbooks based on decisions on the ticket, etc. So maybe I'll take it as two different splits. One is everyday ticket scheduling only for weekdays and how we can improve our scheduling engine. Please keep this feedback coming in. There was also another question on time triggers not operating on weekends. So all of this is pretty much running on the same scheduling engines, right? And we will definitely see how we can improve that. And also splitting runbooks and connecting to different runbook, etc. That's like the dream. And what you see with runbooks today is more of, let's say, I would say a version 1 of how we can ensure that you come into SuperOps to feel the power of unified solution. But if we are tabbing inside SuperOps, then what's the point of a unified solution? So that's the version 1 that we have launched, where from a ticket without any tab hopping, how can you get job done as fast as possible? So to directly improve your efficiency. But however, what we realize is we want SuperOps also to ensure that it's not only about getting job done within SuperOps, but how we can grow to become a complete workflow engine and become the center stage for orchestrating all of your work. That's when we will invest more on, let's say, connecting multiple runbooks, multiple workflows, etc. But that's exactly where we are headed. But with how AI, MCP, and all of these things are evolving, we are constantly experimenting what's the best way to give this value to our customers. But that's definitely that we would want to definitely work on. So these are all a couple of questions that I wanted to take. Ani, do you want to take a few questions? Meanwhile, I look into other questions.
Sure, Aki. There were a couple of questions around integrations and what the roadmap looks like ahead. And thanks for acknowledging around the Accent and Huntress guys. There are a few other logos that we are currently in discussions with because we really want to, build out that ecosystem for us, for you guys on the IT operation side of things, right? So CrowdStrike, yes, a logo that we have on our roadmap. Coming up, after a quarter at least, because the next 5 to 6 logos over the next quarter is tightly packed. All of you guys who have used ISL, good that we now have a second remoting option that's included in your license along with Splashtop. Those of you who have not yet tried out ISL, go ahead with that, guys. It's a really good alternate option to Splashtop, and we've been receiving really good feedback. So ISL was one of the big logos we went after in the first half of the year. Axiom, Huntress, we also have CIPP, SIP that we are currently exploring. CrowdStrike is slightly down the line, but then yes, a logo that is on top. I also see Signet being asked. The Signet conversation, something that we had with the Signet team a year ago, guys, but then the current API framework does not support the type of integration that we want to do. So we would want to revisit that conversation with the folks at Signet sometime towards the end of the year, but surely under consideration. So the integration roadmap is evolving as we speak. We might even you can expect to hear either through an in-product survey or from your customer success manager a few questions around what integrations you currently feel we're lacking in our marketplace and what you would like us to prioritize and build out on. So that is a poll or a survey that you can expect either from an in-product survey or from your customer success managers a week or two from now, guys. So that was one question I wanted to pick into. Network topology maps, yeah, we further have a lot more enhancements coming on top of topology. For example, searching at an asset level, at a node level, searching for host names, or is it level 1 or is it level 2 or is it level 3? All these types of search features are coming in. The zoom in, zoom out. You could, specifically look at a particular part of the topology, particular nodes, a few specific nodes in the topology at a level 3 level. So all of that are enhancements that are currently being worked on that you could expect to see come out in iterations over the next couple of months, guys. That was one other question I wanted to pick up.
Ani, so sorry, just to bring some things to your focus, I think we also have a few people on chat asking for a series of other integrations as well. Say, for example, we have Bernard who's asked for Bittrex 24. Adams asked for a VoIP integration as well. So maybe you can, if you want to, you might want to address that as well.
Sure. Bittrex 24 is something that has not been asked that much, Bernard, but then yeah, sure, please add Signet and Bittrex to the product forum. We have a very bustling product forum, the community that you can actually reach from in product itself. Do add your upvote on that particular ask if you find the thread, or just create your own thread, and you could add Bittrex 24 to that. Just add a note in terms of what your expectations are, what outcomes you want to solve using that. So we'll shortly engage with you on that as well. So both us, the product managers, as well as your customer success or the pre-sales, we constantly monitor the product forum, and whatever your asks are, we'll try to address them in our next interaction with you folks. Do you want to talk about the VoIP, please?
Yeah, absolutely. With respect to VoIP, we are definitely looking into, let's say, what potential integrations that we can have, but we do not have planned anything in the near term. But however, having said that, currently what a lot of our customers do is use our, let's say, ticketless time tracking, because whenever a call comes in, we even have a Chrome extension. I'm not sure how many of you have checked out SuperOps' Chrome extension for time tracking, where when a call comes in, you can immediately just start a time. and then go ahead and record what was the call about, etc., and then associate it to a ticket. So a lot of our users find that really useful when you get a call. But however, yes, VoIP integration is more about on top of just using the Chrome extension, tracking the time and tracking these tickets. Maybe if it's about having the recording, what happened on the call, etc. All of those is something that we are exploring, but we haven't planned anything in the near term. But that's definitely on the cards that we are actively evaluating.
Thank you so much, Aki. And also, I just wanted to double down on one of those points that you said, which is basically just all of our smaller items that we're constantly shipping being communicated through release notes. We just wanted to add on to that because we've also added another channel of communication through which you can basically catch up on all of these things that we're working on behind the scenes. And basically, we just wanted to show you that we now have a product communication on, which is called What's New on Product, on the top right of your screen. So here's where you'll also be able to see some of the updates that are coming in from the products. Here you'll be able to see that we've basically added the fact that we've introduced custom invoice fields for our invoices and quotes. So all of these updates that you're going to be able to see, you'll also find the related solution articles for all of these things as well, right? So on top of that, you'll also see other communication coming from our sources as well. You'll be able to see all of the live events that we're running, the webinars that we're hosting, and all of this information, both product, marketing, and otherwise, all of these different sources of information that's coming from us to you will be readily available here. And anytime we have a new update for you, you'll be able to see here through a red dot that will basically pop up whenever there's something new, right? So please, yeah, just please keep an eye on this for any sort of updates that you might want.
Perfect. Thanks, Manish. And also there are a couple of questions on mobile app. We are definitely taking in a lot of requests for how we can improve our mobile app. That's something we have a dedicated team working on that. So currently what we are focusing on is every feature that we are shipping is mobile compatible or what needs to be part of the mobile app. And the goal of the mobile app also is to ensure that for technicians on the move, they can ensure that whatever is let's say really high priority, they would be able to get to it ASAP. So that's our a goal of the mobile app. And from that perspective, we are constantly looking to see how we can improve a technician experience in the mobile app. And please feel free to add your feedback to the feedback board, and we will see how we can go ahead and prioritize them down the line as well. And there is a list of questions that were on, let's say, let's say runbook automation, task assignment, system tray customization, etc. We would need more details on exactly what you're looking to achieve and maybe see how we can help based on the exact outcomes that you're looking to achieve, Prabhashan. So feel free to reach out to one of our support or let's say pre-sales, like based on how, if you're evaluating, just reach out to our team, and we will look into these and see how we can help you out as well. Ani, there are some questions on, let's say, CrowdStrike, etc. from Prabhashan. Do you want to take that though?
Yeah, CrowdStrike we just answered, but then there's another question around improvements to the customer portal, right? And there's one of the bigger themes that we want to address in the second half of this year is around client experience. So all three aspects of client experience, be it customizability and flexibility in the system tray icon, in terms of branding and all the other stuff, all the options that you can provide in the system tray icon, that is one aspect of client experience. The second is around the PDF reports and all the reporting that you would want to share with your clients, especially the PDF customizability and sharing reports on the client portal. And the third piece is the client portal itself, how much of customizability and flexibility you will have as an MSP or IT team on the client portal itself. So these three aspects is a key theme in client experience that we want to focus on in the second half of this year, starting from August, right? So it is a big outcome that we are going after, a huge initiative, but we feel that in this day and age where the client experience actually is a differentiator in terms of service, this is something that SuperOps as a company we are focused on to deliver for you guys. So surely that is a key focus area for us come August. Sure, just looking in the Q&A. There might be a few questions, folks, that we would not have answered here or we don't have the time to. For example, Felix wanted to look at the HTTPS troubleshooting feature and so on and so forth. So there might be a few questions that we were not able to answer now, but then rest assured, our CSMs, your respective account managers and customer success managers will reach out to you and will get those answers to you and those conversations going as a fellow. Integrations is another common question. So probably what we will do is we'll plan to put out some bulletin, some release from our end in terms of what the integration roadmap looks like for the next 3 to 6 months and how you could actually, influence that and share your thoughts around that. So that would be one other action item for us from this call. Yes, the call would be shared. The recording of the call will also be shared for those of you who are not able to, attend it in full or join late. Yes, the call would be available. The recording would be sent out.
Thanks, Agi and Annie. That was Q2 at SuperOps, folks. Thanks for attending. We plan to do this every quarter and in the way that brings you more value. So please share your feedback as well. Thank you.